Capricorns, welcome to your weekly reading for the week of October 23rd through October 29th, 2023. So last week's reading was really about there being a path to choose, and you've been getting this message a lot for the last couple of months, and the choices we make and where those choices lead us, and really getting an indication that we really need to follow a new path if we're going to step into this judgment era, really fully liberating ourselves, right? Liberating ourselves from our shadow, embracing our shadow, and being who we are authentically are inside. And a lot of this for you Capricorns is related to emotions and the emotional triggers that our shadow has and how that affects our life. And not only that, but you're really starting to see how those triggers affect your financial life. So this is something that's interesting because Pluto turned direct in Capricorn, but Pluto is leaving Capricorn soon. And the, Capricorn paradigm is part of what is falling away to welcome in the Aquarian age, that judgment era. And so I really believe that some of the patterns that maybe have, worked out, if you will, when it comes to Capricorn and Capricorn energy and allowing our shadow just to do what it does, I think that we're starting to see how that's not working anymore. That's really the energy I'm getting. So take that how it resonates, Capricorns. But if you really feel like you're being guided with some choices, it's because your inner flame, your inner light, your inner child wants to shine. And there's just something that's preventing you. And so again, it's this victimhood mentality. We have to, as Pam Gregory says, step out of that victimhood and become a co-creator with the universe. Because when we do that, that's when we step into that Capricorn paradigm, step out of the Capricorn paradigm and into the Aquarian age, the judgment era, liberating ourselves. Wish upon a star, okay? You're getting the answers you want. And you know that these things are coming to you when you do ask it, but it's a choice on whether or not we choose what we know in our heart is fair and balanced, or if we keep doing the same thing. So your inner child, though, they're calling to you, okay? And the ultimate goal is to feel your place in the universe, to encompass all that is this wonderful Capricorn energy. Caring, being a provider, nurturing, protective, practical, hardworking. Like, these are the wonderful, glorious things that Capricorns have inside them. And these are things that can really lift you up, all right, and liberate you. Because, the tarot just keeps saying it. This judgment era is coming in to liberate us. And we're seeing it trickle into our lives. But those choices we make, and that's, the tarot is really a choose your own adventure of what path you're going to take. You can continue with the cycles that you repeat, or you can take a new path, but it's always your choice, right? Free will is what is gifted to us as humans. And so now we've really got to step into that co-creator energy and take accountability too for our part in being a co-creator, okay? So we just are entering Scorpio season. On the 23rd, death and rebirth, transformation. You're getting a really strong energy for transformation when it comes to your shadow, when it comes to, again, the strong energy of Capricorn, all right? You're really being guided towards transformation and stepping into this new kind of identity almost. Like I was hesitant of using that word, but really it is. It's a whole new identity. And it's coming when we nurture healthy relationships and we have the emotional maturity that comes along with that, okay? And so this emotional maturity comes when we face our shadow and we accept it's a part of who we are, right? And we embrace it and we don't allow it to trigger us to the fact where we react, okay? So then after that too, so not only, but it's coming to it like you're really being guided to let this go, whatever it is, all right? And when you do open up to that, when you do shift to this new identity, if you will, or this new path, this new direction, this new way of thinking, it could be, real honestly, it's just a new way of thinking, because Capricorns, you're good at manifesting. So remember that what you think about, you bring about. And you're really being gifted with something that's guiding you towards this new path. So really pay attention to that when it comes to your day-to-day routines, because we have you're getting a lot of messages, okay? You had more messages pop out than most signs for this week, and you really need to let go. And this is, again, like, I feel like it's something that we believe, like, even if it's related to cause and effect, but we really got to discard this old way of thinking, and especially when it comes to relationships, because also, too, if you have a child or if there's younger energy, they're really opening up your mind to a new way of thinking that is really going to help liberate you. So take that how it resonates. But I really believe that it could be your inner child or an actual younger energy around you that's really guiding you on shifting how you think, okay? Because again, what you think about, you bring about. So didn't even get to that point that I was going to make. The Taurus full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse on the 28th. Now, if you are looking to manifest something, especially when it comes to the material world and it comes to comfort and, love and providing, I would really suggest on the days leading up to that full moon to really set those intentions and stay focused on them. If you, start going back into the negative thinking, it's really going to affect how you manifest. So utilize that energy, though, because this happening in Scorpio season with death, rebirth, transformation, after we were just gifted that Libra new moon solar eclipse that opened us up to this new path, we have to be very mindful that when these gifts are gifted to us for this transformation, it's a choice, man. It's a turning point. And I think this is actually what you got last week, possibly. I don't remember, but huge turning point. But again, it's always a choice, okay? So something is guiding you away from something, a really big turning point. But you can always say no to something good if you're not in the right mindset, because your shadow tries to keep you safe and tricks you into thinking this new thing isn't actually good for you when it is, okay? So just lots of messages coming through for you this week, Capricorns. And last week, honestly, too, there was. Yep, there they pop out again. Your inner child is like, please. I want to be liberated, all right? So whatever it is that is tricking you into thinking this new way of thinking, or this new opportunity, this new project, this new career, whatever this is that's new, and if it tricks you into thinking no, that's not what is what's good for you, I mean, time to go within. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's like this idea of, thinking that there's something better without understanding the wonderful things that we have. And it's really affecting you financially. Very interesting. Because, yeah, I mean, I think this is really powerful because, like I said, what you think about, you bring about. And with the power that this full moon is having, we really want to stay focused and aligned with the energy of what we're trying to manifest, not what we're trying to get rid of. Because yes, full moons are for clearing, but also on the days leading up to it, we really want to focus on what we're building up, okay? And then release anything stagnant. But we also have to pay attention to the people that we the energy we surround ourselves with, because that affects how you think, okay? But we want to move whatever we're moving away from behind. It's leading us to this type of energy. So yeah, you're really being asked to be fully engaged and become a co-creator. So I'm going to leave that as it is with the pre-reading shuffle, and let's get into it. What do we got for Capricorns for October 16th? No, not October 16th. What do we have for Capricorns for October 23rd through October 29th, 2023? Yeah, I'm telling you, that forward movement comes when we incorporate our shadow into our lives in a manner that's healed, okay? So I'm just gonna leave that. Oh yeah. See, I knew something was coming to an end. All right. Hang in there. What was that actually? Let's see. Oh yeah. Five of Wands was popping out. So, I mean, I know this is related to shadow, but let's dive into it, okay? So last week's energy coming into this week is the Four of Swords, and you're really being guided to give yourself time to rest and replenish. And not only that, but to really make sure that you're not avoiding this time of silence, because when it's silent, that's when, again, like our shadow is going to come, and like you don't always want to see what you don't want to see, right? But again, this full moon Taurus lunar eclipse, like it's going to be powerful. Our shadow is going to have a lot of power, and not just personally, but collectively. So keep that in mind too, because the more of us that can personally do our shadow work, the less of a hold the collective shadow has over all of us, okay? So see it as an empowering thing to go through and do this shadow work, all right? But you really need to just, when your body's telling you to rest, you need to rest, okay? You know, Capricorns, you're always wanting to be working or doing something, and sometimes you don't have to do that, right? It's about balance. And so that's probably why Justice was popping out too, as an indicator of the importance of balancing working and resting, okay? So this energy is coming into this week, all right? And so I believe that this is really indicating we're not taking the time to do that. We feel like we always need to be busy. And this week's energy is reminding you that something needs to come to an end, all right? And that you need to quit struggling. You need to quit avoiding the Four of Swords, okay? There's this sense of avoidance. And you got to surrender, okay? And again, because we're trying to be liberated right now, and your inner child wants you to surrender so you can liberate yourself for this fresh start. But next week's energy is the Nine of Wands. And I mean, all of these cards indicate exhaustion, burnout, not listening to our bodies, not tuning, our mind off of negativity. Because like the Nine of Wands is about needing strength and discipline and using the strength you have in reserve, because you're on like the precipice of this transformation. Also too, like high partial lunar eclipse. So I really believe that this partial lunar eclipse is going to be really impactful for you. And it's in an earth sign. Capricorn, you're an earth sign. So you're really going to be feeling this lunar eclipse energy really heavily, because it's on Saturday. And this is going into next week's energy, right? That's coming in. So please remember, rest is best, okay? And also, it's the season for getting sick. And when we don't take time to rest, that's when we get sick. So please just keep that in mind too. So let's clarify the Four of Swords. Why is the Four of Swords coming in from last week into this week for Capricorns? Why is the Four of Swords coming in from last week into this week? It's you're being guided, I'm telling you. So much swords. So like I said, so much of this has to do with our thought process, how we think about things, okay? What you think about, you bring about. I'm just keep getting that message for you, Capricorns. What you think about, you bring about. So I'm really thinking that this Four of Swords coming, this need for rest, this need for silence, this need for physical healing, for, again, reflection, our shadow side, is trying to teach you something, okay? But please, tarot is a choice. So you're being guided to be taught something from this energy so that you can let go and let this fresh start come in, okay? Also, too, you might even have a person in your life that's It's interesting. You might have a person, and this is, you know, father figure energy, an older male energy. Take it out, masculine energy. Just take it out. Resonates. I don't stick to identifying male, female, or anything like that. But it could be somebody that you see as like a mentor, you know, who's trying to help you with this transition to whatever is happening. But like I said, with all of this sword energy, I'm really gathering that this is really connected to how we're thinking, and then how we're thinking, and then how our thinking helps influence how we react and how we act on things. That's really what I'm getting a message about here. So let's see why the Ten of Swords is here for this week for Capricorns. Why is the Ten of Swords here this week for Capricorns? My Lord. Okay, this is so flipping clear for you, Capricorns, okay? This is happening so that it can liberate you. So the biggest message of this Taurus full moon partial lunar eclipse is about liberating us from our shadow. That doesn't mean that we get rid of our shadow. It means that we give our shadow a big warm embrace and say, you're here because of this, and I love myself for who I am regardless of what has happened to me. There's no need for guilt, shame, or fear, right? The other interesting thing, I think, is because if you look at these cards more closely and you take, you know, a peek at this person in the Four of Swords, what does it look like? This is when you take the advice of this and you balance that need for rest. Because how are you going to go into battle if you're exhausted? Do you know what I mean? And so this is the same person. And this is what you can get, this energy, this king energy, when you take the advice of the Four of Swords. I love this. This is fantastic. All right, so yeah, this fresh start, it's this is happening, this whatever, this like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's because it's trying to push you to liberate yourself and answer the wake-up call, all right? So let's see why the Nine of Wands is here for next week. Can we clarify the Nine of Wands for Capricorns for next week? Let's see, Capricorns. Why is it? There we go. Wow. My goodness. I hope it got on camera how that card flipped out too. You really have to change your perspective on your situation, Capricorns. If you're doing things a certain way and you're getting a certain result that does not vibe with you, you're being pushed into a new direction. Now take this, it can be career, it can be relationship. I'm telling you, it can be just as simple as a way of thinking. But what you think about, you bring about, okay? And you have very powerful manifesting skills. Yes, this is what your message was yesterday. So the fact that the tarot is like, this is really important, especially because of this eclipse energy. It's like I said, like if, you know, you're saying you want like a new place to live, but you're in negative thinking, and then the new place, like there's all these issues with it. It's because, yeah, you got that place, but you also brought it with the baggage of all the negative thinking, okay? And so these burdens, like we don't want to work against it, okay? We just have to change our perspective and see that the universe is guiding us to build our resilience, to get our strength, to be into this energy, all right? To liberate us. So let's get an empowering question, because you... But again, after the 10 comes the aces, okay? So once we get through this, once we can, again, I think this is honestly really about changing our perspective. So this idea of just like, God, I don't want to do it. Like, it's just too much. And I don't want to go on anymore. Like, look at this guy. He wants to give up, right? He wants to give up, but like change your perspective on where it's taking you, okay? So let's see what empowering question can help guide Capricorns for the week of October 23rd through October 29th, 2023. What message can help guide Capricorns? All right, great, okay. I mean, very significant with this Judgment energy. Your empowering question is, if this was my last day, would I be satisfied with my life? What would I have done differently? So going back, I really think this is about our thoughts, okay, and how we see our life, how we see our past, how we see our relationships, how we see it all, honestly, Capricorn. So please hang in there, because like I said, and you know, Libra's got a similar energy of you're being like under the pressure is where we liberate ourselves, where, you know, the diamond becomes the glorious beauty that it is. And so if you're feeling that pressure, if you're feeling that exhaustion, it's time to just take a step back, reflect, take time to rest, and give up the control over it, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do like, comment, and share with other people that you think this reading might resonate with. Also, please subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot so you get notifications of when new videos pop up. Very specifically for you Capricorns, I would suggest the shadow work astrology videos I will be posting soon. If you do subscribe to my channel, you will get notifications of when those videos do pop up. Definitely check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more in-depth look at the week ahead, especially your moon with that Taurus full moon eclipse that's happening. Going to be really powerful energy, okay? And if there's a particular planet you need some clarity on, I would also suggest that. For instance, Mercury, your how you communicate, and Saturn, your blocks, your fears. If you don't know what signs rule what planets in your chart, I always link Pam Gregory's free birth chart. But yeah, this is all to liberate you. So please remember, if there's a difficult situation that you're dealing with, if there's just really negative, difficult thoughts, you're being asked to liberate yourself, okay, Capricorn? So have a wonderful, liberating week.